Hi, I'm Stephen Kent Mirassou with the Lineage Wine Collection, and I'm with a friend of mine, Brandon Wood, who's just opened up a cheese shop. And when I say just a cheese shop, it's like saying that L'Autrico Cabernet Franc is just Cabernet Franc. It's an amazing cheese shop called the Cheese Parlor on Maple Street in Livermore Valley. We have been looking for something like this for ages. I've been working in Livermore for almost 30 years now. And when we first started in Livermore in 1996, there wasn't anything here, really. There were a few wineries, there were a couple of older restaurants. The place has really improved dramatically in the last 25 years in terms of new restaurants, new voices from a retail standpoint as well as a wine standpoint. We have been dying for a magical place like yours. And so thank you.
I love that, magical.
Yes.
Thank you.
It's like going into Willy Wonka's cheese factory.
That is
Brandon
very
Wood's
nice.
Cheese Factory. I love it. So, how does a guy like you get into cheese?
I got into cheese because I was working at Whole Foods Market, and I was just bagging groceries and chasing carts while my wife finished off her master's degree, and I just needed a job. So started working there, and the specialty department liked my work ethic, so they came and swooped me and threw me into the cheese world. And I got into cheese though because
That's not something that everybody just gets into. Right?
No.
I got into cheese is a little bit of a specialty kind of a thing. You got it.
No, but I got into it because me and my wife decided to start a family. So we had a child, and I needed a better schedule that fit our needs and my wife's schedule. So I fell into the cheese buying world because it was morning times. And then eventually I just I got hooked because I visited a creamery. That's what really did it for me, is visiting a creamery. I visited Nicasio Valley Creamery, and the owner and farm hand on site is Rick LaFranca, and he's a great, sweet gentleman. And they're a farmstead creamery, and they toured the whole entire farmstead with us. And a farmstead creamery means that everything's on site. So they're taking care of pastures, they're raising animals, they're helping the animals raise their babies, they're milking, and they're making on site.
Gotcha.
And aging on site. So they took us through the whole thing. And when I got back to the cheese counter for the first time, it was such an inspirational moment for me and a life-changing moment, because I realized I wasn't just selling cheese for Whole Foods Market. I was selling cheese for Rick LaFranca. And I was selling cheese like on a personal level. I was contributing to not only my community, but I was contributing to someone's like life and like their livelihood. And it made me feel really good about myself. So it was beyond just the flavor of cheese, because cheese was pizza and sandwiches to me before Whole Foods Market and before I toured that farm.
That's an amazing thing, because I think that people can get inspired to start whole different careers based on one real fortuitous meeting with somebody.
Yeah.
I know what's happened in the wine business with various people that I've been associated with. And you do, as a person who gets hooked on something, so that you're diving into this kind of bottomless well. I think cheese and wine are the same thing. We were talking about morning milk and night milk,
and
tasting
evening milk,
differently,
yeah.
right? And you can never get to the bottom of something that's subjective and aesthetic like milk and cheese and wine, because it's always different. And there's always something to learn every time you taste it. You're doing an amazing service to your customers here in Livermore, both present and future, and to the wineries here, and to the aesthetic that is Livermore Valley. We couldn't be happier that you're here. So everyone, Cheese Parlor,
Gosh, I really
Livermore
appreciate that.
Valley, just go in. Brandon will take great care of you. He'll feed you some amazing cheeses, and you'll have a great experience. You can thank me later. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Talk to you soon.